Hey everybody, today I'm going to be drinking soda that is 20 years old. It's from 1999. And the reason I'm doing this is because in 1 week, it's going to be the 20th anniversary of the release of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Star Wars Episode 1 made a big change in the way we view Star Wars and film in general. And that film was immensely popular despite the backlash it received over the years. To give you some perspective, that movie made over $1 billion worldwide. Now granted, that's including its re-releases, but still, over $1 billion in theaters is pretty good. And movies like Avatar, Avengers Endgame, etc., they made a lot of money. Star Wars Episode 1 was released in theaters before 3D tickets were really a thing. Avatar was a breakthrough in 3D technology and film. Before that, there weren't really a whole lot of movies in 3D that people cared to see because 3D just wasn't that cool. Well, 3D tickets greatly increased the price people had to pay to go to the theaters, and as a result, movies since Avatar, when they give you their gross earnings and their opening weekend earnings, that's including the cost of 3D tickets. Phantom Menace really didn't have that advantage. Star Wars Episode 1 made almost $65 million in its opening weekend. And back then, opening weekends didn't include Thursdays. That's a pretty recent thing. You had Friday night, you had Saturday, you had Sunday. You didn't start on Thursday nights and then have it go all the way through Friday. Plus, that $65 million, keep in mind, that's a lot more with inflation. Now yes, movies like Avatar and MCU films like The Avengers, even with all of this stuff like inflation or changes in 3D tickets, they may have still made a lot more money than Phantom Menace. Probably did. But Star Wars Episode 1 was still a major milestone in cultural impact. When you went to go see films back in the 90s, you would find toys in the toy aisle. A great example is Jurassic Park. You would find little toy dinosaurs. However, Star Wars has always been known for taking its marketing to the next level, and the amount of products you found in stores for Star Wars Episode 1, it blew your mind. It was even on food. That brings us to the topic of this video, why I'm going to be drinking 20-year-old soda. As you can see, I've got a can of Diet Pepsi, has the Star Wars Episode 1 logo on it, as well as a picture of Padme. We've also got a can of Mountain Dew with the Star Wars Episode 1 logo on it. Now, has a picture of Mace Windu. Now, on the bottom of these cans, you can see the expiration date, alright? This one was supposed to expire in November of 1999. And this one was supposed to expire back in September of 1999. These cans have not been opened, the tabs are still there. There's no puncture hole in the bottom to drain the soda. Same thing with this one. Now, to the average person, you would look at this can and think, man, this is a piece of junk. It's just a piece of aluminum from 20 years ago, and granted, there's some truth to that. But for a lot of people, like myself and others who grew up during the 90s, these soda cans represent a major memory from our childhood. George Lucas and his team put these characters on everything they could find. They wanted to hammer these characters into your mind, even before the film came out, just a way to build the anticipation. George Lucas has always been concerned with making Star Wars for kids, and showing these characters everywhere. It was a great way for kids to get immersed in the experience. I have not looked up whether this is dangerous or not. I'm just gonna straight up drink them. Maybe I'll throw up, who knows. And just as a precaution, I have brought my handy bucket right here. So here's the Episode 1 Mountain Dew can. I just opened it. Believe it or not, it still tastes fine. I think it still tastes just as good. Flavorful, it's carbonated, hasn't gone flat. Now, who knows, I might get really sick later on. But it still tastes fine. There's the Pepsi can right there. Has Padme's face on it. Just opened it. I'll be honest, that one tastes pretty nasty. It's not throw up nasty, but it tastes really stale. It's gone kind of flat. Doesn't really taste like Pepsi, doesn't taste like Diet Pepsi. It just kind of tastes sour. The Mountain Dew can's still good. Or it's still bad. Who knows? Mountain Dew might just be bad in the first place, or maybe it just keeps well. But that's about it. Now, stay tuned, because I'm going to be making some more videos counting down to the anniversary. I'm going to be covering more topics having to do with Star Wars Episode 1. I'll be showing you more products, etc. Thanks a bunch.